Shavua Tov, everyone. Welcome to the Tillis Tells Stories for Saturday Night WhatsApp group. The title of this story is A Rebbe's Astonishing Visit to France. Let me take a moment to apologize for the background sounds interference. But my microphone broke suddenly, and there was no time to get another one. By the next story, everything will be fine again. I adapted and supplemented this story from the rendition in Treasury of Hasidic Sales, as translated excellently by Reb Uri Kaplun, from the Hebrew original of the great Torah scholar Rabbi Shlomo Yosef Zevin. One day, the Rebbe Marash suddenly announced, much to the astonishment of everyone present, and not revealing the reason, and nobody had the faintest guess why, he announced that he needed to make a journey to Paris. He was accompanied by his usual two attendants, and also by two wealthy Hasidim, Rabbi Monya Monosin and Rabbi Yeshaya Berlin. When they arrived in Paris, which is quite a long journey, of course, from Lubavitch in northern Russia, so Rabbi Yeshaya asked him, "Where are we going to stay for the night?" It was already somewhat late in the day, and the Rebbe said, "At the Alexander Hotel." The two wealthy Hasidim were shocked. They had certainly heard of the Alexander Hotel. It was one of the most prestigious hotels in France, and to the extent that it was usually the hotel of choice for visiting ministers of states and ranking nobility. And then the Rebbe added, "And since you two are somewhat unsophisticated, and you don't even speak French, so I will do all the talking to the hotel staff." That must have been a surprise to them, that the Rebbe knows French. So when they got to the hotel, the Rebbe requested a good 3-room suite. He was offered one at the price of 200 francs a day, which is quite expensive and seemingly exorbitant. But the Rebbe, not only did he not try to bargain the price down, he said, "That's not good enough. I want a better one, a better suite." And he made a strange sounding request, and I wanted to be on the same floor as the gambling casino. They told him there's only one 3-room suite left on that floor, and it's even more expensive than the price we quoted before. But the Rebbe took it all the same, while his two wealthy Hasidim felt forced to take rooms at a different hotel, a lower-priced hotel, because of the prohibitive cost at the Alexander. After a few minutes, perhaps of resting, the Rebbe rose and he entered the gambling casino. He sat next to a young man who was playing cards, and from time to time refreshing himself with a sip of wine. Let me interrupt for a moment and add, for those that don't know, the Rebbe Shmuel Sneerson, the fourth Lubavitcher Rebbe, was the seventh and youngest surviving son of his predecessor and father, Rabbi Menachem Mendel Schneerson, the Semek Tzedek. He was called in Lubavitch the Baal Shem Tov type Rebbe. And tonight is the 13th of the eve of the 13th of Tishrei is the start of his yortzeit. He went to heaven in 1882. So the Rebbe sat there for a few minutes, and then abruptly put his hand on the shoulder of the card player that he was sitting next to, and said, "Young man, it is forbidden to drink non-kosher wine." And then a few minutes after that, he added, "Non-kosher wine dulls the spiritual sensitivity of the mind and the heart. behave like a Jew. And then he abruptly stood up, he said shalom, and he left. A few hours later, the card player came around and asked who was that man who spoke to me and where is he located. So they ushered him to the room of the Rebbe, and he was there alone with the Rebbe for a number of hours. The next morning, the Rebbe was already set to set out on the return journey to Lubavitch in northern Russia. And when he arrived home, he told his family that such a pure soul has not descended into this world for a number of generations, but unfortunately it has sunk in the depths of iniquity. However, we know that sometime later, this man did full tshuva, became a sincere repentant with all of his being, and eventually became married and became the head of a God-fearing family, respected by all. You know, one thing we can see from this story is the far-reaching international spiritual sensitivity of Lubavitcher Rebbe'S for Jews all over the world, not just in their particular location. May the merit of the Rebbe Shmuel and his predecessors and his successors and all of the great tzaddikim help ensure for us a good and sweet year of 5,786. May all your prayers be answered for good, and may all the blessings be fulfilled. Shavua Tov, v'Chag Sameach, a good Yom Tov.